Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? How are you doing? Technical hitches. No power in the morning. We wake up, no power in our place. Yes, run on down to the hotel. Can't locate the mic. Oh dear, run back. Power's back on. Here we are. We're streaming to you on Thursday, live trading day with us. The Market Sniper. That's right. We're back and we're vocal again. And on top of that, it is Happy American Birthday Day tomorrow. Happy American Birthday Day to all of you. Woo! Let's have a drink. Let's have a drink. Sparkling water and all. Everything going good. It is your birthday on Friday, July the 4th. And just in time, you're an old man with fatty liver. I know you don't like that analogy. A little bit jaundiced looking, a little green and yellow about the gills, America. What happened? Too much party, too much party, too little siesta, too much party. Yes, oh dear. So this is what we're going to be talking about with you and live trading day and what is actually going on. What is going on? ADP numbers. How's about this for forecasting? They're suddenly going to decide to get a little more honest about that employment numbers. They've already lost 215,000 jobs. Happy second half of the year, H2, with me, the Market Sniper, your friend, taking you through the creeping totalitarianism, how you build profits and wealth during this period. It's a polarizing event. Happy second half of the year 2025, which will include September and October. Another interesting months to be enjoyed together with me. That's right. So happy H2 for everybody else who's not got a birthday in the next day or so. So what happened? ADP is essentially a payrolls company. It does many businesses' payrolls. So it gets data mining, data is the new gold. Data is the new gold, although the old gold's not doing too bad. The new gold is data. ADP says, what does ADP says? ADP says, we expect 99,000 new jobs. It's an employment boom. What was the actual number that came in? Minus 33,000. Oh dear. When you forecast, let's share that screen because you might not believe me. You might think that's a sniper fib. He's just a doomer. He's a doomer that wants to tell us horrible stories. He wants to bum us out. That sniper, he wears black. He has black glasses and his voice is pure toxic sludge of blackness. He likes big drama headlines. No, it's a fact. Here it is, my dear friends. Indeed. Let's get this. I want you to see this, the ADP numbers for your very own self. We're sharing the screen. We want you to see the data. Expected 99,000. Previous 29,000, which was also missed. What did you get? Minus 33,000 over a single month. That's employment. Thinking here, actually there. You can almost barely not see me. Hello, I'm your employment number. I am sinking. Yep, that's what's going down. And by the way, it's a lagging indicator. Employment is a lagging indicator. We said you met the recession. You're in a recession. You've been bouncing in and out of a recession for a long, long time. They said, no recession, new definition. Too much jobs to be a recession. Look at this. Look how many people we've hired into government under the Biden regime. Look at that. We've got a new DEI employee. This is a booming economy. New people getting jobs. New immigrants getting new jobs based on race profile, DEI, and everything else. This is fabulous. We're running away with it. We're killing it. Oh, no. Now it's turning out that employment number was a lie. You were in recession when you met the criteria of a recession. As we've continued to assert many, many times on an ongoing basis, you do not get to change the definitions because you do not like the answer. 1 + 1 is still 2. You can't call it racist for saying 2. It is what it is. A recession is a recession. You don't get to add criteria, especially when it's bent criteria that you have manipulated. You see, you live in a deceiver's world. You live in a deceiver's world of deception. The only thing that's different between me and most other people is I expect known liars to lie. It's like kind of weird that. I know it's very doomer to expect known deceivers to actually deceive you. That is it. That is where we're at. So you're getting a terrible ADP number. It is down, down, down. And you have the official real number, which has the birth death model, which continues to get revised downwards. As I've already mentioned, 215,000 jobs have been taken out of the system that were supposedly added in, all as a, we kind of, someone opened a company, and so we assumed a secretary, a driver, a CEO, a board of directors. No. People open companies all the time for special purpose vehicles. It doesn't mean you're getting jobs. It doesn't mean anything until there's a payroll, a salary that's being paid, then you have a job. That's how it works. And if it's hired by government, you actually have a drain on the economy. You've got to ask, what is that person adding to the greater welfare of Americans and how they live in terms of the salary we've decided to pay that's coming out of their tax contributions? And you'll find, particularly when it comes to government employees, they're not so efficient, not efficient at all. No, they're not. And in fact, Microsoft's been laying off all those tech developers and quietly hiring on the H-1B side, folks from India, folks from Pakistan. It does, so many agendas are served, by the way. The great replacement. Hey, let's move all this young colored folk into the aging white nation. At the same time, cheaper salaries, greater earnings per share must go up, share must go up, MAG 7, doesn't matter, our social responsibilities, doesn't matter who we're serving or what we're doing. Lay off the old, in with the new. Come on board, we'll get you into the country, but don't forget we got you here and we're sponsoring you, and you better stay and get your chicken feed IT contract paid to you, because if you leave, you'll get exported back to India. Okay, so you have yourself a hired slave. It's a new form of slavery, friends. It's a new form of indentured slavery that gets you low-cost workers at a significant cost. Earnings per share go up, employees go down, lots of brown people you can whip and chain and row harder, you slave boy, work harder for less peanuts, and if you leave, you get exported back to India. So if you're fancying your life over here, you better shut up and carry on. You're on 4 years before you can get a job anywhere elsewhere. That's what's going on in the land of employment, in the dream. The American dream is getting old and stale. It's a lie. It's a deception that's been played on you. That's not an attack on my American followers and friends. It's a fact of who the parasites inside your governmental institution, how they have diminished your great nation of great beauty and lovely people who I love and enjoy. No, that is what's going on. And so we ask, what's been happening in other markets? Well, this is silver looking perky. We'll be dealing with this in our live trading day with you today. In fact, checks clock, in about an hour's time, not much more than an hour's time, we will be starting an hour and a half-ish, 25 minutes. We'll be starting a live trading day as that number comes in, and we'll be telling you which trades we'll be putting on. If you can't earn back the cost of an NFP through trade ideas that we will be sharing with you today, then I will be greatly disappointed. It will be a very poor indictment on myself and potentially on yourself too. That means you're putting on the wrong trades. There are real killer trades that are setting up. Silver is one. Remember the guy who brought you the platinum breakout trade? Yes, he's telling you silver is one. Silver for 38. You think, I've got my trade. Why must I pay you $195 to get my non-farm trading day? I can go and trade silver. Thank you, Sniper, for free. I've stolen from you. It's awesome. Go ahead. Steal from me. We share ideas. We want you to get richer. You'll end up in our community because you'll know that what you're missing is far larger than what you think you're saving by not joining. You're missing trades. I will show you beautiful P&Ls, great opportunities that are happening. You missed the beginning of the Swiss franc trade. We got in on that at 176. You missed platinum at $990. You could have been in then, not at 1,400 after it's done the better part of 55% in literally weeks. No. You can get in earlier with tighter stops. You can have greater leverage and size because you've managed your risk so low that the total loss to your account is within normal money management constraints for speculation so that you can build wealth during reset times, then you can preserve that wealth while continuing to develop it further and purchase for yourself freedoms and optionality. The message my American friends hate the most is that actually the hegemon, regardless of China's property market, look how wrecked the UK is, the EU is garbage, it's a socialist nation, all those things, despite all those things, the hegemon is on the tallest ladder and falls from the highest point down. It's going to be a terrible change in living standards. We have done a release, a letter to my American friends goes out. In fact, it went out last night. Bill Halter goes out. Let me give my story straight with a chat with Bill Halter, who is American based, goes out on July the 4th. Sit and have your barbecue, flip your burgers and your steaks and watch this YouTube with your neighbor that you've invited, because you are going to learn the value of community and having like-minded people. You need to watch this video, how to best preserve yourself, because I know you're not all going to get up and leave America. I know that, but I still want you to survive as best as possible, even though I think you should be leaving. The downdraft that comes for the hegemon is brutal, because you go from spending twice what you get in from income to not only going to what you should just be spending, you actually go lower because you get a bankruptcy package where you have to pay all the banker cartel creditors. They do a deal like Argentina. They say, well, you have to still pay us. You know, you gave them, you, the citizens, the politicians you voted for, gave a cartel the right to borrow your money into existence, and they are now your creditors and will ensure that you pay in some form. That is bizarre, isn't it? You say, that's bizarre. It doesn't sound right. It is. It is bizarre, and it isn't right either. That's what's going down, friends. That is actually what's going to be going down for you in all of this. And I'm here to warn you about it and to try save you from the downdraft. The best thing is not to be there, knowing that most of you will ignore me on that one. The next best thing is actually to protect yourself if you are to be there. That means your neighbors and friends need to be in on it. You need to save them. You need to get them into precious metals. That's one less rioter. You need them to become a community of like-minded that have all pursued the same goal. And therefore, you have a hub of protection. That is why you should watch that YouTube release that will be going out on your birthday. It's your birthday. That's right. It's your birthday and you should be there. And I want you there and watch it with your friends, because it's going to be one of the most important things that will be saving you in what is going down. So let's take a look at the silver. The freebie guys, they want something for nothing. Here's what I'll tell you. And then you can leave the stream if you like. There might be other gifts, who knows? But silver, in our opinion, runs 38.268. That's 38.27 for all of us. That's a target. That will represent a new high for the last 11, probably 14 years. In fact, I'll give you a more precise answer on that. That is the beginning of a squeeze to the upside. This is the squeezy, the Japanesey. We teach you to do one thing very well. You think you've learned how to do it very well just watching the YouTubes. You don't know how much you're missing in trade opportunities by not being in the community. A single trade could pay for your entire existence with us, and then everything else is on the house. But you can have a trial. Come and join us for the live trading day. One day, $197. You'll get a full hour and a half of traditional markets. And I have good news for Bitcoin and potentially the crypto market as well. There are stirrings. There are stirrings and good things as well. An hour and a half on that, and how, why, how far, and all that needs to be said on that. You will get all of that and access to the recording for 30 days if you buy the one. And if you buy 3 for the price of 2, you will have 3 months of access. And every month you'll hear our best ideas in terms of what is going down and what might happen next, and who could be your key trades to building wealth, preserving that wealth whilst continuing to build it, and securing freedoms by arbitraging multiple residency. The tax extractors will come. What many don't realize in America is that as things get harder and meaner and uglier, because you have to live within your means and the ability to draw down on a bottomless overdraft is rescinded, is they need more money from you. They can no longer put it on debt. You know, when they went to war, instead of sending you an invoice and saying, hey, how are you doing? We're thinking about going to Afghanistan and shooting some Arab folks. Yes, getting the poppy and the opium trade back. So Purdue can sell, opium and to, farm boys in the Midwest, do a little bit of, population poisoning so that chosen one can become a billionaire pharmaceutical. This is what we always do. We did it to the Chinese in the opium wars. This is how we make money. We force people to be clients. We like addicted clients. This is our model. Don't you understand? We weaseling little shysters. That's what we do. Hey, we'd like you to pay for that so that we can make money selling opium again. That Taliban, they're a bit too religious. They closed it all down. Let's go in there. What do you say? Here's 10 grand invoice. That's your taxpayer contribution to this war so that we can make money in pharma, selling opium again to farm boys in the Midwest. How do you say? What do you do? Please send us a payment by return of invoice. You want terms with that? Hey, only 29% APR. You can pay $300 a month, a total cost of 15 grand, but spread out over 3 years. How many people would be paying the invoice and how many times would you be going to war? In that situation, when the Weasley little warmonger shysters, the arms dealers, and all the other hyenas that are gorging on the carcasses of your citizens, how many of you would be paying the invoice? I ask you, and I suggest not very many. There'd be a few questions, wouldn't there? Someone would be saying, you know what, spending 10 grand as a taxpayer, I could fix the house up. I could get a good payment on a new Ford truck. Some of you would be asking that. So what do? They put it on the debt instead, and they tax you subtly. It's the same thing. It costs you in the same way. The arms they send to Israel, the arms they send to Ukraine, everything goes on the debt and it devalues your currency, and it is a perfect trickle tax that runs through everything to push the cost of your living through the roof as the dollar devalues. Every dollar of over expenditure to income is inflation. Every new dollar that is borrowed into existence to buy a property and an asset is inflation. Inflation is a tax on you. Inflation is a tax on you. It makes you poorer. It makes your dollar go less far. You're actually getting poorer. And in fact, the true inflation, the best benchmark over millennia for the coin clippers' little tricks, the stealing thieves that undermine every financial system since year dot, that live off you like parasites. The best indicator for that is the gold price for how much has been stolen from you. And what has happened? There's been an awakening on gold. Not that long ago, it was $1,600, $1,800. Today, it's $3,300. $3,300 plus and more. And the lagging silver is now playing catch up, and this trade will take you to 38. You owe it to yourself to make these profits in lieu of the damage that the parasites have done to the currency you are living in, which is you, the monkey chimp, or the sheep on the greased pole slipping downwards. If you are not climbing upwards at least the same rate, you are going backwards. Better still, climb up even faster because you've worked out the shysters, the absolute chosen one parasites that are destroying and clipping your coins today in a digital way. They are still active. They are still doing it to you right now, devaluing you, dragging you into higher tax brackets called bracket creep. Every single trick in the book, shrinkflation, skimflation, everyflation, every ism, every Marxism, every single aspect is driven by the same parasite who's out to destroy you, but wants to destroy you financially first so that they've stripped all your assets off you, and then they can taper you into nothingness like they did a drilled CV19, harvesting the boomer generation whose pensions they cannot afford, whose welfare they cannot afford, whose Medicare they cannot afford, because they promise and they promise and they make you pay up front for promises when you get to the end of your life, only to not deliver them, only to terminate you on booster number 3 or shot number 1. Who knows? That's what we're here to warn you about. That's what we're here to prepare you with. And that's how you will save yourself. You have to recognize the enemy within. It's the enemy within that destroys you. It's the debasement terrorists that are there, ripping the soul out of your families and bringing the pharmaceutical cures for your depression and your lack of, what's the word, wealth creation in an environment that they have skewed every single odd against you. They put you on the wrong side of a compound interest equation. They put you as a punter in their casino where they tip the tables. They know where the magnets are. They did it in Vegas. They did it every single time. They keep on doing it. They're here to destroy you financially and then get to you and terminate you. Is that doomer enough? No, we can win. It's a great life, and I intend to live long and to be a pain in their backside for every day of existence, waking people up to these hard facts, living a great life, enjoying every sunrise like it's precious, being in great health, being vigorous, being unrepentant and resistance to these forces. And if that resonates with you, then you should start clicking the link and joining us for live trading day. You should start joining us. Start the process of winning, and you can start now with a move for 38.3 on silver. Now, it's far better to have got in. And remember, we are not regulated. I'm not telling you to do this. This is an entertainment show. I'm an entertainer. Think of me as Elvis without the follicles. I've got the pelvis and the moves. It's all pure entertainment. Oh, yes, no financial advice if it needs to be said. But if you got in somewhere over here, for example, you might be doing a lot better with your risk reward situation than over here. Because over here, it's just had a little bump. We've got a big number to come. Volatility may arise, could go down first, a little bit of a shakeout to the bottom before it pumps. You need to know these things. How do you manage for these things? Where do you put your stop? How do you get a squeezy Japanese risk versus extended asymmetric reward up top here somewhere? That's right. That's what we specialize in. We aim to build you wealth through asymmetric rewards against really tight risks. That is how you trade. Any other time is too dangerous. It's too dangerous. Trading is dangerous. Let me tell you, the natural move of markets will run and harvest all your stops if you don't understand stop placement. There is a rare moment where you can get away with a tight stop, and it's in low volatility moments. That's why it's called the hunt, aka me, my little shot at narcissism and ego. Hunt, he says, it's mine, I thought of it. Volatility, squeeze, funnel, HVF method is the gift that keeps on giving, and that has delivered huge P&Ls for us over the last 2 months on trading just the things that are signaling it. That's why we were the guy talking about platinum when no one was talking about platinum. It's the biggest mover. That's why we were trading the Swiss franc JPY at 176, looking for 190, and it's through the 180s already. All these trades are setting up, and you know what they all have in common? Long cocoa, long the franc, long gold, timing and getting the right moment to go long platinum. It's been a chronic underperformer for ages, and then suddenly it isn't, and it's catch-up time. We show up for catch-up time. We that guy that arrives just as the beats start at the party, the barbie and the steaks are ready to be served medium rare. We aren't lighting the fires and hiring the deck chairs. We show up for the good bits, baby. This is Elvis without the follicles. We show up for the party. That's what we do, and that's what you can do too. Take the good bits out of life, leave the trash for the idiots who refuse to understand and continue to fall under mass psychosis by the parasitic classes that are undermining your money, your wealth, the quality of your life, and everything to degrade your existence. Do not be a buyer. Show up for the party and leave before the cops arrive. That is me. That is the Elvis, the pelvis, the no follicled Elvis. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep rocking and rolling these markets, building wealth and loving every moment of our existence and being an absolute parasite to the parasites. The parasites. We're going to take him out. It's like one of those mass mosquito lasers. It's only time. I tell you what, we're going to be shooting them out the sky. They're going to say, hey, this one knows. Shut him down. Okay. All right. So Real good trade coming up with silver. Big number showing up, not too far off. We've been streaming. Wow, it's 1:30 almost over here. We start in about an hour's time for 2:30. All you need to do to participate in the live entertainment with yours truly is to click the link below. Get your shekels out. Your shekels. 197 little wingdingers. Type it into the computer and all. Use your internetings. And join us. Join us to revolt. The worst thing you can do and the best thing you can do to undermine the parasites is to talk truth in a nation of lies. Talk the truth, trade the truth. It's not what they say, it's what they do. The chart is the truth. The chart is the footprints in the sand. It is the direction. It is the lie that they can't hide. It is where we find alpha. It is your freedom. It is justice. It undermines, it brings the end to this absolute Ponzi-onomics that they have created, and they will all be perpetuating that blame on you. That's right. As this gets harder, as the extraction gets more, they're going to say, you Americans overconsumed. You bought all that stuff in China. You created the debt. We need to tax you now. You undermined the society. You gold bugs, you pet rock friends. Gold is a bubble and it's undermined the financial system. You will wait for the lies. It'll be like the waxers, the anti-waxers of, when you polish your car and you choose not to wax. Those guys didn't tell us that waxing your car would destroy your car and it would end up in the junkyard real quick. Those anti-waxing cars, guys, they never told us. They'll reverse it, You will have screamed from the highest mountains. You will have had 3 strikes on your YouTube channel. You would have had your reset channel virtually destroyed. You will have had 2 strikes on your primary channel trying to tell people, don't wax your cars. It will crush them. And they will come out and they'll tell you, you did nothing to save us. You knew. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do to the gold guys. You gold guys, you never warned us this was a collapse. You're cruel. You hid the information. You didn't do it. That's what you're going to hear. They're going to tell you. They're going to come for you. They're going to want unrealized capital gains. They're going to absolutely dominate. As the world turns down in America, the dominance and totalitarianism and overreach of government goes up, not down. They aren't going to go, hey, guys, we're so sorry. We messed up. We've been running a Ponzi scheme at your expense. We really owe you big. I'm so sorry about this. How do we fix this? Please don't vote us out. They're not going to say that. That's not going to be their pitch. You did it, they're going to tell you. You did it. You destroyed your nation, you over-consumers, you high finance guys. But you'll say, but you were sending credit cards through my door every flipping day. You were offering me HP deals to pay off 1/3 of a car over 7 years. You did this. You created these products. You bought it. You bought it. They're going to tell you, you bought it. You went debt. You did it. You crashed this nation. You crushed it. You must pay for the boomers. You must pay for the boomers. General transfer. We made promises to them. We can't take their Medicare away. More tax, please. More tax, please. More tax upon tax upon tax, please. That's where it's going, guys. And you need to build wealth because only the rich are going to survive this. This is a polarizing event. And actually, like the Chinese sign that means crisis, it also means opportunity. And I'm here to show you those opportunities in times of reset. Those opportunities here on your birthday. I am your birthday present, dressed in black. I'm here to tell you there's opportunities. In all of this darkness, there's an absolute bright shining light. And I'm here to tell you how it goes down, how you milk that, how you transition to generational potential wealth through exploiting the era that you're about to go through, where decades happen in weeks. You've waited decades for weeks to happen, and decades are about to happen in weeks. The convexity curve is now in its tip. This is a bankruptcy in motion. You are witnessing a bankruptcy in motion right here, right now, and I'm here to tell you how you win this. I'm here to tell you how you'll combat their future propaganda. We're going to get pre-propaganda out in front of their propaganda. We're going to be a parasite to the parasites. I'm going to be the mosquito's worst enemy. I'm going to be sucking the blood out of the back of his head, getting richer and fatter, and destroying his shell game as he eats the normies that are sleeping. the mass psychosis, people that are sleeping, everybody who is not stacking and bringing them into this Ponzi scheme is a sleeper, a future rioter, a future shoplifter, a future, burn the car dealership guy, steal from the shelves guy, the martial law inducer, the renter crowd that will give them the excuse to bring in their martial law, their totalitarian government, their biometrics to track that you are not someone who's ripping an ATM out of a wall or stealing sandwiches out of a sandwich store when everybody's starving. I'm that guy. I'm that guy who's going to prepare you for what's coming so that you run this obstacle course, because I never put it there. I didn't do it, but I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you run it the easiest way you can, that you come out a champion. You run through the tape. You're the first through, and everyone else is floundering in the mud and starving. That is how it's going to be a polarizing event. It starts today with Americans' NFP number live with me during live trading day, right here, right now. Click the link, join us, start preparing, start winning, start preparing for the huge opportunities. Every big crisis comes with an equally big opportunity. It's the beautiful, beautiful 6 months of summer, 6 months of winter fact that goes with the North and South Pole. And there is an absolute beautiful summer in the South Pole to be had when it goes dark in the North Pole. And I'm here to help you maximize that. Okay, guys, silver's your trade. 38.26 to be run to the upside as part and parcel of step ups. By the way, how did we do? Keep on keeping on. Continuation is our game. If we talk about this, by the way, we gave you upside HVFs previously that suggested silver would be creeping higher. Remember this, in case you think we have no track record. We're Johnny come lately to the space. Remember this guy, and then the wind up there. Yes, yes, yes. And then the wind up there. Oh boy, catching quick moves, going higher. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to be leveraged only when the market is single-mindedly moving in your direction, away from your super tight stop, meaning that your risk management gets ever safer as the market motors in the opposite direction towards a target that will be taken, continually turning those profits into new ounces of platinum. Ooh, I like platinum. Cheaper than gold, going to finish higher than gold. Ooh, I like platinum. But also gold ounces, all good. Silver ounces, going to be real good. They're all going to be good. Real money in these times. So let's have a look at your comments before we finish. This is the third and final bull run and the precious metals. Massive and permanent price discovery ahead, says somebody with a crown and a number 3. Somebody else says the gold bull run has 10 more years to run. It has a decade. This unwind is a big story, friends. This unwind is a big story. Reminder, Deutsche Bank said the dollar needs to be 40% lower. 40% lower. Whoa, look at Elvis's bald head. 40% lower for you to get to just trade deficit neutral, not to afford a bankruptcy payment to creditors that are all bankers that got given the exorbitant privilege of borrowing your money into existence for no real reason apart from that, a lot of power, a lot of blackmail of politicians doing dirty things to children. That's right. You pay tax to pedophiles. That's right. I just said the danger word. Hit the like button to counteract the danger word I just said that will run this link down. They will squeeze me on the algo. They don't like that word. They don't like that word because you're outing criminals. Hit the like button. 35 likes? Really? How many of you are on here right now? That must be an error. Let me refresh. How many are on? Let's see. How many are on and appreciating what we do? There's 107 likes, 453 watching. Okay, I got to go. I got to get ready. Cold plunge awaits. It's nice and toasty where I am. Cold plunge awaits, and then I'm coming out of those starting blocks like a sprinter, my friend. Live trading day. Got so much to show you. Traditional markets. Crypto markets afterwards. Big news, crypto. Yeah, the crypto guys can get happy too. It's bullish news. That's right. And so much more to share. I hope you enjoy it. I hope to see you there. Till next time, I salute you. Time to be the world's parasite. Be the exterminator of all parasites. On that point, I salute you. Catch you later. God bless you all. Namaste. Bye.